You ever read something that just stops you in your tracks? Something that seems to hold, I don't know, the entire universe in just a few words? Well, that's what we're diving into today. We're looking at a single profound verse from the Quran that takes us on this incredible journey, from the scale of the cosmos right down to our own very personal final destination.
So, here it is in the original Arabic. Together, we're going to unpack this layer by layer. And really, you should think of it as a roadmap. It starts with this massive universal perspective and then zooms all the way in, focusing right on our individual lives. It's an incredible guide to reality, all packed into just a couple of lines. All right, so the verse kicks things off by laying down a foundation. It's establishing this absolute, undeniable truth that everything else is going to be built upon. This is the bedrock of it all. It starts with this phrase that is just so powerful and all-encompassing. It's a declaration. And you kind of have to pause there for a second, right? It immediately makes you ask the question, belongs what? And then you get the answer. The sheer scale of this is, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. It's not just some things, it's literally everything. Every galaxy, every star, every single atom. And the key here is that this isn't partial ownership, it's not a partnership. No, this is a declaration of complete and total sovereignty over all of existence, period. So once that foundation of absolute ownership is set in stone, the verse transitions. It moves into this really powerful statement about truth and, well, our perception of it. This is where it gets really fascinating. Look at this stark contrast. On one side, you have this absolute rock-solid fact. God's promise is truth. It's stated as a fundamental law of the universe. But right next to it, you get this commentary on the human condition, that most people just don't know this. You can feel that tension, can't you? This huge divine certainty on one hand, and our own human unawareness on the other. Okay, so the verse has established ownership, it's established truth, and now it's like, okay, you want proof? But this proof isn't some complex philosophical argument. Nope. It's shown through the most tangible, most profound power you can possibly imagine. And that power is demonstrated in this incredible cycle of life and death. I mean, what is a clearer sign of ultimate control than that? And it's not some power that was used once, way back in the past. It's a constant, ongoing process that we see every single moment of every single day. It's like the Creator's signature, just woven right into the fabric of existence itself. And that brings us to the final part of the verse. This is where this grand, cosmic narrative suddenly becomes intensely personal. It takes all of these vast concepts, sovereignty, truth, life, death, and focuses them like a laser beam onto a single, inevitable point for every single one of us. Notice the directness here. The language totally shifts from talking about the world to talking directly to you. This is the ultimate conclusion of the whole argument. Because if God owns everything and His promise is true, and He is the sole author of life and death, well, then it just follows. The final return for every single soul is to Him. It's the ultimate, inescapable destination. And so the verse leaves us with this incredibly deep question to chew on. If the final return is a certainty, if the destination is already locked in, how does that change the way we look at the journey? The journey of our own lives? It reframes everything, shifting our focus away from if we will return and onto the much more important question of how we will return.